Hello and you're watching Claptrap. We are back again. एक बार फिर से आपका स्वागत है. You must have guessed already. We are going to one of the most luxurious apartments located in Gurugram. We will try to understand how this well-defined and well-designed apartment was taken into from dream to reality. We will try to understand the importance of a good interior designer. As we all understand, a good interior designers are very important these days because they not only make it very aesthetically correct, also they focus on the utility values of an apartment. For example, if he or she is designing a bedroom, they make sure your bedroom is extremely relaxing, and if it is for an office, then they focus on productivity and utility. For that, you need to have a good interior designer, and luckily we have found one. Let's introduce the designer first, then we'll check out the apartment.
Hi, I'm Chhaya. I'm an interior designer. I've been practicing interior designing since 2013. I have my own studio in Gurugram by the name Designer Homes. We have two more studios. One is in Bangalore, the other one is in Goa, because we have been executing pan-India projects for turnkey project. That's our expertise. Apart from that, we have another brand that's a lifestyle brand by the name Unparalleled Lifestyle. We sell lights and decor stuff under that brand.
Chhaya, how do you define a good home?
I feel a good house, first of all, should be super functional. If the house is not functional, then it's a failure of design.
Okay.
On top of it, it should not be a style which comes and goes. It should be a forever style which you'll always love in future as well. You should not get bored of your house in a year or two. It should be a classic. It should be a blend of classic and modern and should be good forever. House should be low in maintenance.
Well, talking about this project now, and we'll take a small tour with you. But before we do that, it's important to understand who are the owners, what is their lifestyle, and how we started the journey.
House belongs to Jagdish Stores. I hope you all know that.
Oh, that's one of the biggest brands in India.
Yes, and they have many stores all over India. One of their new stores is Sparrow Decor, and they sell blinds and anything which is related to curtains, the channels, and all of the wallpapers as well. They are an old brand, and they wanted this house to look like heaven. It was their dream house because when we met for the first time, as per them, they wanted this house to be as their retirement house. So we, keeping the factor in mind that they are in their middle age, we decided to do a very soothing color scheme. But on the other side, I wanted to keep it lit and bright as well. So I'll show you how we have converted their dream into
reality.
A reality, yeah.
Okay, we'll start with foyer area, then we'll check out other spaces.
Yeah. So this is the entrance, the foyer of the house, where because we are doing neoclassic style, so I wanted to add a lot of classic elements. Like if you'll see these lamps, these are very classic, made up of marble. Then you'll see the marble which is used as a structure for this table lamp it is backlit. So there's a light coming from inside, and then we have done this console which doesn't look like a shoe rack, but imagine it's a shoe rack which looks nice, which is enhancing the look. I've done a lot of carves. If you'll see the legs as well for the console, it is also in carve because we wanted to add some classic element to it. So this is a dome ceiling. As we are using classic elements, that's why we have added this arch to the ceiling. There are no straight lines. You can see molds as a part of the ceiling. It's a face of your house,
okay,
and it has to be very impressive. You need to make sure your house is the foyer is the reflection of your house. Let's enter to the living area. As I explained in the very beginning of the video, this wasn't the planned design for the living area, neither the color scheme. We have planned it later when we were choosing the fabrics. My client saw this fabric and this painting which you see on the left hand side, which has become the inspiration for our color scheme. The base is very light grey and rest of it is green, the turquoise green and the blues and all hues of greens I've used here. Most of the colors that we have used are on the fixtures, like the lamps and the cushions. They are only small stuff where we have added color.
We were talking about focal point. This, I think, is obviously a focal point.
Is our focal. You can see we have installed a book mat marble here. We have done few detailing as well on the marble.
All right.
They have grooves, which you can see the grooves here.
Right.
And earlier, so this wasn't the plan. When we went to buy marble for the dining table. That's when we decided to do marble on this wall as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So earlier we were planning to do just an art piece here, but when we saw this art piece, it was a vertical art piece.
All right, that painting you're talking about.
Yeah. Then we couldn't place it here. So we decided, and marble is one of the elements that I love to place on all of my projects. And how can I forget about marble on this one? So fortunately, we went to buy marble for the dining table, and we found this beautiful piece. A lot of fabrics here. This is cotton. Which is there because I wanted to keep it very subtle, and I wanted to show this design in the back. That's why I've kept it cotton.
All right.
And then this is suede, which is in 2 tones. There are multiple tones on this ones. And then we have added suede on the other side. This is in grey. So yeah, you can see there's a mix of fabrics. And then we have used this hand tufted carpet, which has the same pattern what you have on the coffee table.
Those circular patterns.
Yeah, so you can see this has been the same pattern we have on the center table is
being carried forward on the carpet.
Yeah.
Is it customized?
This is customized, yes.
Carpet is customized.
Yeah.
Okay.
We intently did that. We wanted to match it with the center table. So I'll show you the house in the day mode now. In the daylight, the house looks very different because we've used all cool color tones here. So the pop is coming up even better in the daylight. You can see we have pattern on the sheer and the marble. So this house has a lot of natural light, and that's why I've used these pattern sheer. There is a very nice floral pattern on it, and the light reflects that even better in the day.
Every timeline of the day has a different aura of its own. The colors are different, the textures are looking very different compared to the night one. Right? Is it planned that way? Did we plan it that way so it looks different during the different time of the hour?
We have planned it in such a way that it looks different in the evening and it looks completely different in the daytime.
Okay.
As you can see, we have used cool color scheme, and cool color scheme looks even better in daylight. Here you can see in the daylight the wallpaper looks even better. The real color is coming out of it, and the cushions, every color that we have used, it looks even more fresh in the daylight. So the biggest highlight of this house is the daylight, and it has so many large size windows, and I really wanted to highlight those. That's why I've used these beautiful shears which reflects the pattern, and then I've kept this nice big palm tree outside so that when you are eating you can feel like you are around some seaside and you can have that refreshing good vibe while eating your lunch or dinner. Alright, now I'm going to show you the dining space. Here you can see there are 2 crockery units. We've done it intently because my client had a lot of crockery from her old house, and she was, she was very conscious about her crockery and very keen to have more storage on crockery. So that's why we decided to do 2 consoles here. This one has a lot of crockery which she doesn't want to show, and this has a glass shutter with some lit up shelves inside. So she has kept some nice crockery inside. So that's the reason we decided to keep 2 crockery units here.
Okay.
Styling is the most important thing, that is what I feel, because you can spend lakhs and crores on your project, but if the styling is not done right, then it looks like just a kept furniture project.
Okay.
That's why I feel, I mean, it's just a very small percentage of decor which accessorizing takes. You can control it very well. It's not like that you have to buy only expensive stuff. That's when it looks good. You can go to home center, or you can go to any other store which is less expensive, and you can buy stuff which can accentuate the space, because accessorize is very important. Gives you that personalized touch.
Okay.
To your design, and it enhances the look.
छाया, मेरे पास एक सवाल है आपके लिए. जनरली अब हम थोड़ा हिंदी में भी बात करेंगे हमारे व्यूअर्स के लिए.
ठीक है.
जनरली लाइट्स की एक पर्टिकुलर हाइट होती है, और मैंने कभी इतना लो लाइट्स में हाइट नहीं देखे हैं, लो हाइट पे. व्हाट वाज द रीजन, क्या वजह रही?
सो जनरली लाइट्स इसी हाइट पे होनी चाहिए.
अच्छा.
यू मस्ट हैव सीन कि बहुत लोग लाइट्स को 7 फीट हाइट पे लगा देते हैं, बट दैट्स नॉट द राइट हाइट. दैट्स द राइट हाइट फॉर द फोकल लाइट. बट जो एक्चुअल वॉल लाइट की एक हाइट होनी चाहिए वो 5.5 फीट ही होनी चाहिए.
अच्छा.
Yeah, that should be the height for any of the wall light or any of the art piece which you really want to have a focus on. It should always be on 5.5. And so this is the right height for a light fixture, a wall light fixture.
Chaliye.
Yeah. For the dining table, we have used Satvario on the top.
Right.
Satvario is one of the finest stone that you can use and doesn't soak. So it's good for the dining table and the countertop, but you have to make sure that you choose the right Satvario.
Dining.
So I love to keep a lot of candle pieces, candle stands. You can see this one is a candle stand which is also made up of marble. So
wow.
it camouflaged with the whole thing, but it looks like a lotus. See, I've used all shades of green. The shade what we have on the chairs is very different from what we have on the table mat and what we have on the plates. So they are like 3 shades of green which you see here. And I love to accessorize my dining table with candle stands. So you'll see there are like 3 types of candle stands that I have. Some greens are always welcome. Styling my dining tables, that's the best way to bring colors, whatever color scheme you're using. And what if you want to add on a new color? Yes, definitely you can do that. You can always go by any color scheme you want to add on, and just change your mats, your napkins, your dinner set, and then you're good to go with the new color scheme. So the elements that we can use to style our table, one can be the candle stand, which creates a nice ambiance when you are on a dinner table. It's a large hallway wall. If you remember, we have talked about the wallpapers, and I've mentioned that we can always club 2 types of wallpaper, which I've done here as well, and we can do it in frames. So if you see, the top part is a patterned wallpaper and the bottom is just the texture. I picked up a color from that wallpaper and I've done some texture under, because I never wanted to go overboard on this. So this whole pattern runs in the hallway, which goes to the living area.
Now the most crucial part, that is lighting. There are various reasons why lights are decided on a very, very thoughtful basis, right? Not randomly you can pick up lights. What was your thought behind it?
Yeah, I usually like to put warm light in most of the areas except the kids' room, where you should have an active light, which is a natural white light or white light, whatever you are comfortable with.
Okay.
Or if it is a kitchen, then we can use white light. But usually I like to use warm light in rest of the places. Like you can see here, I've used warm white light. However, I've added some natural white light also, because it's a cool color tone that we have used here. And when we use yellow light on cool color tone, then it will change the color.
Right.
I love chandeliers too, but fans are equally important, because comfort, if a design is not functional, then it's a failure. So that's the reason. And Gurugram, there are extreme temperatures and you don't want to turn the AC on all the time. So that's the reason I've done these beautiful fans, which also has it is quite classic. Here you can surprise your guest by adding some nice mirror or nice light fixture like I've added here. You can even add some wallpaper on the ceiling, because there's no shower here.
No bathing area.
Yeah, so it's not a wet area, it's a dry washroom. So you can always add things which you can't use in your normal washrooms. So this area should be very dramatic. so that your guests, they feel good when they enter to your powder room.
All right.
So I'll take you to the guest room. It's the smallest room of the house, but it's such a cute, pretty pink room. Again, I've kept everything neutral. The pink is just on the cushions and the throw, which can always be changed if you want to change the color scheme for your room. Usually people keep their guest room very understated.
Right.
But I feel, your guests should also get an opportunity to enjoy your house in an equally manner what you can do by using your master bedroom and the other areas. So we've added a nice wallpaper. You'll see a lot of wallpapers in this house.
In this house.
Yeah. And we have taken the pattern from the wallpaper and we did this mirror right in the center.
All right.
And you can... So as I said, the room is quite small and we wanted to add a wardrobe as well in this room. So we were left with very less space on both the sides. So that's the reason we have kept these small side tables, these end tables which are round in shape, doesn't take a lot of space. Then we have done these lights which are wall mounted because there's very less space left on the side tables. That's the reason we decided to do wall mounted light, because it doesn't take your space from the side table.
ठीक है. हाँ, आपने बनाया ये.
Yeah, we made this wardrobe and it's in laminate finish. And as I said, the room size was small. That's the reason the wardrobe is slider. And it doesn't, so you save a lot of space for the side tables. We have not done false ceiling in this room. Okay. So there was a challenge to hide the rod. Yeah, so then we decided to do this nice covering for the channels of our curtains, and it still doesn't look very bulky. Right. And the light have been added just straight to the ceiling. Okay. Then I'll talk about this painting that we have done here. It's an old art piece. My client had this portion, and I loved the art piece. She wanted to retain this. Then I've added some fabric on the corners and I've added a nice frame. So you can always reframe your old paintings and add some element to it. And so we have a TV connection behind this. They didn't want to have a TV for now, but then we made sure
we'll
that
have it later.
In case they want to have it later, they can have it. Right. Soles we have done very minimalistic. You'll see some hardware added to it just to enhance the look, but I wanted to keep it very muted. It has that marble look. It looks like stone, but it is made up with laminate. Okay. It has some nice texture on it, and yeah, they can use it for any sort of storage. They want to keep their bed sheets, or they want to use it as a shoe rack, they can. Show you the living area now. This is their family lounge. As we've been talking about restoring the old stuff, this is the best example of that. If you talk about the painting was old. We have just reframed it and added to it. So they didn't want to spend a lot on this area. So that's why we have just restored their old sofa. This is an old sofa. We reupholstered it. They were like 2-3 seaters. We have made it a sectional because it's easy to watch TV on a sectional sofa. Right. It's their family lounge. They spend most of their time here. They eat. They watch TV. So yeah, that's why we have made it a sectional sofa. Every space should speak to each other. Now, if you talk about this area, this is the same hallway wall which is coming through the living area. Then it followed to the guest room in the hall. The hallway has been covered with the same wallpaper. You can see the same mold, same wallpaper on this wall as well. Because I wanted to look at like one house, you know. Right. Sort of harmony you want to create. Exactly. So it should not look like very outlandish and very different from a different family. There should be a sink in every area. I love this console. We faced a lot of challenges finding these knobs. I really love these knobs. You can see it's quite heavy and it looks like that old style because it's a vintage piece. I would not say vintage, but it's classic because it has molds and frames. So I just wanted to add something like this. All right. That was your favorite and this is my favorite. I like it for being so muted and subtle. There's nothing that comes right in the face. Very sober and simple.
Very nice.
This
Master
is what
bedroom.
we started with. This is the color scheme we started with. Remember, I've told you we started with the peach accent and all off-white walls. But then later it was changed to the green as a color due to some nice painting that we have found. But this is the color scheme we wanted in the whole house initially, and the master bedroom was designed already. And I pushed my client, to keep the same color scheme at least for this room, because I love the color scheme here. It's quite neutral, and if you will talk about this wall is a combination of a lot of elements. You can see the marble piece here, and then we've added some metal strips. These are gold. We have used just gold as an element here, so we have not mixed any metal in this area. These light fixtures are one of my favorites. We found these light fixtures in one of the stores and loved it for the side tables. It doesn't take space for your side table. You have all of your space on the side table. And
side tables के ऊपर we have used marble ऊपर use किया हमने.
Yeah, we've used it because we've used PU on the side tables. And PU, you can get scratches, and this is the most used area.
Right.
You keep your glass, you keep your stuff on the side tables.
You tend to get scratches.
Yeah, then we've added marble on top of the side tables.
Right.
Because there are some fire lights here, and so we've just added this fluting all around just to accentuate the space. And we've added lights, the ceiling lights as well in the same.
I think this is looking very nice. It's a very creative idea.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
One does not have a blackout. We usually add blackout to have a nice fall. We have discussed in the last video that we should have blackout in our curtains, and it's a light color curtain, but we still haven't added any blackout to this. We have added a very light lining at the back, and we did it intentionally because my client wanted to have a lot of light in her room in the daytime. So they have their own furnishing stores. Yeah, so you can see the automation is there on curtains. Same on this side as well, the L shape. So this is a wraparound balcony. It's a nice view in the daytime. Using fluting on the ceiling, fluting on the console. So wanted to add the same pattern on this couch because otherwise we don't have any pattern on any of the fabrics here. So I just wanted to make it look different from rest. So this is the master washroom. You can see we have added a lot of additional storage. This vertical storage, which is a glass shutter storage. It has a lot of space for all of your bottles and stuff. Then we have more storage under the basin area.
Vanity.
That's a vanity. And if you see that space, it's a window. We have added these glass shelves here so that she can get more space to keep her towels and rest of the stuff. These are removable shelves, which you always can remove when you want to access the door. So this is a walk-in closet for the master bedroom. We have added a dresser on the right hand side. There's a full-length mirror with this glass cabinet right in the front, and then there are some accessible drawers which are open at the bottom. Then we have slider wardrobe on the left hand side, and we have created a corner space so that she can have more space. So we have not wasted the corner as well. Okay, so this is the son's room. We wanted to keep it blue. The color scheme is blue. And we have added these night stands. These are amazing, and this is one of my favorite pieces here. I love the shape for this lamp. It carries the same shape what a side table has, and the base is quite small and sleek, so it doesn't take a lot of space on your side table. So my client, as I told you earlier as well, she wanted to use many paintings from her old house. This is one of those, and it's a hand-painted painting which her daughter-in-law painted.
So there's a lot of sentiment is attached.
Yeah, so then we reframed it. We just matched the frame to the painting, and we have it here. It has a blue color, so it was going well with it. Wallpapers on both the sides. This is a pattern wallpaper, but very muted. It's a herringbone pattern. And the other side is a texture wallpaper. So I have kept it under the frames. I've added these nice lamps on the wall lamps, and I've kept it on the same height, 5.5 feet height, because
Okay.
it's not, very strong on your eyes. It's very subtle, and the other side also has frames, but those are squarish in shape, and we have added this textured wallpaper here just to add detail to the wall.
Okay. And bed, as we said, that is made by us.
Yeah.
Do we provide beds with storage or without storage?
It's
Front
without
opening?
storage. We have side storage on side drawers here. You can open it from sides, and it has, more storage, which you can open through hydraulic opening. Yeah.
And
The curtains also carry the same color what we are following here, the same color scheme, and it has a pattern on the sheer. It is a geometrical pattern which goes well with the headboard, because that's also in geometry. This console has a study table as well.
okay.
So if someone wants to study, then you can just roll on this chair and you can use it as a study.
All right.
Yeah.
So this chair has got multiple functionality.
Yeah.
Probably you can use this for the study purpose, and sometimes you can have it for the personal space as well.
Exactly. Yeah, it's an armchair as well as a study.
Storage is never enough in our country, right? Because we have a way to live.
Yes.
We buy a lot of clothes.
Especially for someone who is coming from a huge house, storage is necessary.
I was saying, Chhaya, that good storage is the soul of a good house. Like a lot of people, they long for good storage.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to maximize it.
Oh yes. But someone coming from a house which is huge like hell, for them storage is very important. So that's why this house you'll see a lot of storage. Apartments, there's less space already. So this storage also is in laminate finish. It's a wardrobe. It's still to the top. We have uplifts at the top.
All right.
And under we have shutters, because we had ample space to open the shutters. I've added one glass shutter here in the center, because I just wanted to keep it a little light. Adding glass always enhance or always give you an illusion of a bigger space. This is the showstopper room. This is one of the rooms my clients so wanted, because they were coming from a huge house and the space was kind of less for them. So we decided to give one of the rooms as a storage room.
Okay.
And then we wanted to place a mandir somewhere. They wanted a grand temple for themselves. So we have decided to keep the temple as well as a nice storage here. So the storage has been made with different material. We have used glass, we have used mirrors, we have used lights inside the glass panels. So this temple has been made with multiple materials. We have used marble, we have used Korean, we have used PU, we have used POP, we have used carved pillars at the top. You can see they are carving. And then we have added crystal on top of the Om, what you see, right? Because she meditate and she wanted to add something which lights up well. So you can see we have created this pattern on Korean, and it's backlit. So they wanted their temple, because they are quite spiritual. So they wanted this to be kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, yet it is not very loud. It's not very strongly coming as a very loud against the aesthetics.
Yeah.
Very subtle and sober. It's a simple flat. Otherwise, people tend to make those four walls like a four-poster bed, and then they make those kind of temples.
Right. I wanted to keep it modern as well as, so as you know, I like to mix modern classic elements. That's what I've done here. You won't see much of carves here. Just the pillars are with carving. You can see some top carves on the pillar. And I've added very less muted gold on this, which is also matte. Just through some hardware, you can see that Ganesha handle which we have installed on one of the shutters here, and some round knobs. But rest of it is quite muted and white. They wanted to keep it white.
How many days or months it took you to complete this project?
It took us 5 months to finish the whole thing, wherein a lot of time went for the designing as well. It usually takes a lot of time to design, because if the planning is not right, then it can be a big failure too. Then it was just because it was the raw project, just 4 walls and the floor is what we got. Rest everything has been done by us, be it the fabrication of the marble, any wall cladding, the art pieces, the furniture. Everything has been done by us, and it took us 5 months to finish it.
Home is ready to serve pan India.
We do. We already are serving pan India. We have done many projects in Goa. We have done a lot of holiday homes there.
Okay.
Working in Bangalore currently. We have worked in Gujarat as well. So we can work pan India on any of the cities.
All right. In all our videos, we generally request all our Claptra family members to come with your basic requirement, like where are you located, your name, what is the budget that you have in your mind, picture of the house, and also the picture of the wish list. Right?
Yeah.
The kind of house you're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. You can WhatsApp Chhaya and she'll come back to you. Is it the right way?
Yes. So you can just share the floor plan with us. Then we will come up with the concept, and if you approve that, then we are good to go.
All right. I think it's important to share your budget as well. Okay.
Of course,
it helps the designer.
That's very important for us and for them as well. If we know the right budget, then we'll put elements accordingly so that you don't get a shock later.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know where to, I mean, you know your limitations, within the limit you have to work. Like how much you have to spread the budget.
Yeah. So yes, of course, you should know your budget, and we should also know your budget. Even if it's less or very high, we should know that so that we design accordingly. So we need to choose the elements right. A low budget project doesn't mean that the house would not look beautiful. The house will anyways look beautiful if you'll go with us. But yeah, we should know your budget first.
All right. Thank you very much. Pleasure meeting you.
Lovely meeting you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. पता है ना? तो आपके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हम आप रेटिंग लेंगे, मतलब आपका एक्सपीरियंस जो रहा उसके बेसिस पे आपका क्या फीडबैक है छाया की क्रिएटिविटी के बारे में?
छाया जी का जो भी काम है काफ़ी अच्छा है, और जितने भी जो कलर मैचिंग जो थीम्स के साथ काम किया है वो सारा
परफेक्ट,
पूरा परफेक्ट है। विद इंटीरियर का जो काम होता है 100 में से 100 मार्क्स है इसका।
100 में से 100।
अरे वाह, थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
क्या होता है, कोई चीज भी एक्सपेक्टेशन से ज्यादा बेटर हो जाती है तो वो अच्छी लगती है। और अब भी जितने भी रिलेटिव आए थे हमारे, तो सब तारीफ करके गए हैं। एक भी मेंबर ऐसा नहीं मिला सब 105 नंबर 110 नंबर दे के गए।
अच्छा, ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
अबाउट द 100।
चलिए ठीक है, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू।